Hello and welcome to the Eileen Silverman Show. I'm your host Eileen, and on this week's program, our guests discuss the Bread of the Mighty Food Bank and the many ways that they are distributing food and other essentials to those in need in North Central Florida, and how each and every one of us can make a difference. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us for our program. In Gainesville and our surrounding counties, 1 out of 5 people struggle with hunger each day. No one knows this better than the nonprofit organization Bread of the Mighty Food Bank. To tell us more, I'm pleased to introduce my guests, Marcia Conwell, President and CEO, and Loretta Griffiths, Director of Community Outreach, Bread of the Mighty Food Bank. And Loretta and Marcia, it's wonderful to have you here.
We're pleased to be here.
Oh, I was so pleased to have a tour of your facilities, which if I had not walked through that door, I don't think I could have ever really understood all that goes on within the Bread of the Mighty Food Bank, and that the face, and you have all said this, the face of hunger is changing. The face of hunger could be somebody we know very well, and we don't realize that so many people in this community and beyond are having a problem with having enough food to eat when we feel we are in a community where this should not be so.
That's right.
So, you know, Loretta, you've got statistics about that. Share some of that with us.
Well, right here in Alachua County, 1 in 4 children go to bed hungry every night. 1 in 5 of the general population are what they call food insecure, and
Right.
what that basically means is maybe they had cereal for breakfast, but they don't know if
That's
they're
all.
going to have lunch or dinner.
That's right.
Wow, that's kind of,
Yeah.
again, hard to believe.
And it's like Marcia has said, you can't put a face on hunger,
No.
because it could be the person sitting next to you, it could be the elderly couple down the street. We have young couples that are struggling, maybe working 2 jobs, and they can't feed their family. You just
The
you
kids
don't
going
know.
home from school on Friday who
Right.
don't eat again till Monday morning.
Yeah,
It's
that's right.
it's just hard to comprehend. And how long have you been with the food bank?
My husband and I volunteered for a couple of years, and then after he died, I went to work there. So I've been there 4 years now.
Okay. And what about you, Marcia?
I started early 2004.
Okay. And you actually, you said you've done just about everything
That's right.
before they said, how about president and CEO? And you said no, and then here
Absolutely.
you are.
I said, well, they tricked me. They said, just do it for a little while.
And it stuck.
It stuck.
Yeah, you got to be passionate to do
Yes.
this, and you both, everybody that I met there, definitely. Going back to the beginning of this, so give us a little of the history so we can appreciate
Well, this
all
June
that
will
happens.
be 28 years that Bread of the Mighty was birthed. And it come from a gentleman that was out of prison. He decided when he was in prison that when he got out of prison, he wanted to feed the widows and then the families of the people that was in prison. It was just a really strong calling on his heart. So he started that, and it was just a small little, it was almost like a food pantry, not
Right.
a food bank. And then about 16 years ago, Jim and Ann Voiles the food bank at that time was really going into bankruptcy.
Okay.
So they came in and didn't take a salary, and they brought it back to life.
And people from Gainesville remember them. They owned Boyle's
Boyle's
Appliance Store
Appliances, yes.
for years
50
and years.
years.
Yes, 50 years.
Yes.
They are the face of the food bank. They're
They
the
are.
heartbeat still to this day. They still come in every day and volunteer.
Yes, I saw Mr. Jim stacking the boxes,
right.
and what is he, 93?
He's
Yeah,
92.
92. God
That's-
bless him.
They
Amen.
she comes in, and her job now is just to encourage our volunteers and encourage us and
Keep going.
keep going. And she's just our mentor.
Wow.
And he is as well.
Well,
They're both known as Mama and Papa.
oh, I love
the
it.
food bank.
Of the food bank.
And it's grown because
It's
it
no
was-
longer a mom and pop
No.
food bank.
because the community, the mom and pop, the community outgrew it.
Yes.
It just the need
is too
so
great.
overwhelming that a mom and pop just could not continue to thrive.
Right. And you're sort of the hub. You have to keep the whole wheel spinning.
That's right.
Of your partners that are providing, donating food, of the agencies
That's
that are
right.
receiving the food, and the people that are behind those agencies
That's
that need the food. It's just incredible. We're going to explain it all. We're about to take a quick break. But I just want to say, okay, I've got my dollar. This dollar for Bread of the Mighty Food Bank. What will this dollar bring to a family?
For every dollar that's donated to us, we can provide up to 7 meals.
Wow, okay. Says a lot. And we're going to, lots more to cover. Stay with us. We'll be right back. We're back talking about Bread of the Mighty Food Bank. And it's kind of a day in the life of Bread of the Mighty Food Bank, which I can see has a lot of wheels turning to keep it all going. For instance, like how many trucks do you have?
We have 7 trucks.
Okay.
The refrigerated box trucks, 20 foot long, and we have 4 vans.
Okay, that move all this food. So how does it all start? You've got your too many partners that we can't name them all. But tell me, so who are the partners? Are the food providers?
I can answer that real easy.
Okay.
Just about every retail store is a partner of Bread of the Mighty
Okay,
in all 5 of our counties.
wow, impressive.
Very
Okay.
much so, because we're under Feeding America, so we have guidelines that we have to follow.
Okay.
And we follow it really carefully with our partners, our retail partners.
And that is important that you're under Feeding America.
That's
That is a very important distinction.
well, it's a big name to be under, and with that comes a big responsibility, more
Yeah.
so than just a responsibility, because we're responsible for every can or every loaf of bread or every meat that comes into that food
Oh,
bank.
I've seen, you have an accountability
That's right.
for every single thing, not just that it is, but you weigh it.
That's right.
Everything that comes through.
We have
It's
reporting that
documented.
we have to do. So, and to do the reporting, we have to be very responsible for the product that's given to us, and we respect the product. Because the donors, without the donors that gives it to us, or how we can either buy it,
Right.
with our leverage, it takes a lot for us to do that. Plus, we have to make sure our volunteers has got the best that they can get.
Yes.
In turn, to give to the people that we're
need
doing
it.
this all for.
Yes, and when I walk through your door, I want to say first there's these bright yellow shopping
right.
carts because there's kind of a mini grocery store set
It
up.
is.
You
Yes.
know, refrigerated shelves are neatly stocked. It's cheerful. Everyone's polite. It has a good atmosphere. Whatever people may have in their mind about feeding the hungry,
Right.
it is not your facility
That's right.
because you are treating everyone with great respect.
That's right.
And you're with as much genuine caring as you know could be possible. And I noticed that right away. And with everyone I was introduced to, volunteer staff, everybody maintains that point of view. And I also was impressed with the quality of the
Yes.
food.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, it's maybe a package is damaged and that's why it's there, but good food.
That's
Yes.
right.
It's good things that
Quality
people are
food.
getting, quality food. And what about produce? You're giving them fresh fruit, vegetables.
Right.
Last fiscal year, our fiscal year ended September 30th, and we had 1.7 million pounds of produce that came in.
It's just
And went out.
incredible that went
And
out.
we partner with local farmers and growers to get what's left in their field, and it's
that-
beautiful food. It's just graded for the Publixes or Walmarts.
Right, so it
they
doesn't
want
work.
the grade A
Right,
because they have to pay for it.
right.
We can get it for 9 cents a pound, and we get the grade B, which might have a little tiny blemish on the top of the tomato, or maybe the carrot didn't grow to the size it should,
that they-
or the bell pepper's not quietly rounded.
Right.
It has nothing to do with the quality of the
No,
food.
no, and
It's
the
just
taste.
what our eye sees.
Right. So it's a
Cosmetic.
different perspective.
That's right.
And so you've got these 7 trucks. They go out in the morning, then they're bringing in the food that we're discussing.
That's right.
Then you have people sorting it. Then it's in you've got your refrigerated cases. You've got your
Freezers.
produce here. You've
Right.
got, what about the pallets you were showing me? These immense canned food.
We have to, it's a purchased product.
Okay.
We buy that. Usually anywhere from 14 to 16 pounds of food. It costs us $35,000. And we can go through that in just a few days or a week because we have 170 agencies.
Depending
and this
on
is
you.
shelf-stable product. Peanut butter, tuna, cereal, rice, the things that we don't necessarily get from our retail donors.
Okay, you
because
fill
they
in.
don't have to share it with us.
And a lot of that was packed in what you call the family box.
right.
Yes.
What is the family box?
It's a box, a banana box. It weighs 50 pounds, and it was set up to feed a family of 4 for 3 days. It's all non-perishable.
Right.
It would be breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Tuna fish, beef stew, rice, grits, just whatever we have. Peanut butter, jelly. We try to do some coffee, tea, Kool-Aid, juice, whatever we
Right,
have.
just as you, and knowing that it's going to this family and how much it's going to mean.
That's right.
That was impressive too. I mean, just, you're still spinning all these wheels and we're going to take a quick break. Stay with us, we'll be right back. We're talking about the Bread of the Mighty Food Bank. And Marcia, Tell us more. You've got so many different programs that are, going on daily. Give us an overview.
Well, we have mobile pantries where we load product on our trucks and take it to different places. We do 10 to 15 of those a week. We have Kids Cafe program where we take food to the children after school, and that helps them do their homework and they can focus and study. And then in the summertime, we take food and feed the kids, and this is nutritious food. This is
Yes. Not sugary snacks.
no,
this is good.
really nutritious. We have the SNAP program that we can send, which is food stamps. We
Okay.
have a lady that goes out into our 5 counties and sign people up because a lot of the SNAP partners, they've had to close their outlying agencies.
okay.
So she goes out there and she signs them up. And that really helps the people in the rural counties. We have 170 agencies that come into the food bank and get what they need, which is many Salvation Army, Catholic Charities, Gainesville Community Ministries,
Right.
Boys and Girls Club. I could go on and on.
Oh no, I know.
Just
All
about-
coming in,
That's
or,
right.
or picking it up, bringing it out to. You told me about the truck with the little refrigerator that they
That's
plug
right.
in just so they have enough cold, space to get that food back.
We just started a school pantry at one elementary per county that we're going to kick this off the beginning of this next school year.
Wow.
To where there'll be food in the school, and then the dean or the nurse or the principal
Right.
that knows the children that are hungry, they can send food home for the whole family.
Oh,
Then we just kicked off
What a great-
UF Pantry,
Yes.
where we're helping the kids at University of Florida. That there are some children there, and I call them children because they don't
Right.
have food to eat. I know that because my son and daughter went there, so I know that
you
firsthand.
know that. Yes, you
Firsthand.
talked about high schoolers.
That's right.
Our high school students that are homeless more than we would ever guess.
We
And
never have any idea
and-
that we have homeless kids in school trying to just finish school so they can have an education
Right.
and get a job. We have many different things that we do at the food bank, and we're constantly expanding because the need is so great.
It's so great. And you say you were friends feeding friends.
That's right.
And I understand that because you have made friends with so
right.
many of the people that come to the mobile van, that come daily to you. Tell me a little about, how all that is, because with friends feeding friends, you also need the community. We need to be your friends too.
That's right.
We need to help.
The people that we serve and we feed, they're just like us. You would never know. The piano teacher that's retired that doesn't have enough food because she lives on Social Security
Wow.
gets $9 a month in food stamps. They become your friends because you see them once a month, once every other week, because they don't have enough food to get them through the entire month. So they tell you stories about their life, their children, their grandkids, their
And you bond.
animals. Exactly, because they're just like us.
Right.
They're just exactly like us. And they look forward to seeing us because we bring a little bit of glimmer and hope to them, because they know with what we can give them, they can make it another day.
Right.
And they have said that to us more than more than one occasion. So how could they not be your friends? How could they not be somebody that
They're
you're
part of your heart.
That's right.
Definitely.
Because of them and their faces, we can continue to reach out to the community, reach out a plea for help, because these are people's lives that shouldn't be hungry. These little children.
This should not be.
That's
This should
right.
not be. And you have coming up an event. This is the 4th annual, the Empty Bowls
That's right.
event, which is just an appropriate name. I know it's May 21st. So tell me a little, Thursday evening, tell me a little about that.
It is our fundraiser of the year. The children in our schools make the little handcrafted bowls, and each one of them are different because they have a personality. Each child is different. We have high schools, we have Bell Wood Turners. They make these beautiful wooden bowls, these young kids, the adults. Pottery
And it-
classes, Millhopper, Montessori.
all
Kids have made
come
a
together.
quilt. Made a quilt. 3rd grade children
First
have
and
made a
second.
quilt, and they've made these little pottery bowl snuggies, and they do that for us, so we can.
They can be a part.
That's right. So we can fundraise to continue to do what we do.
What you're doing.
It's $20.
All right, to attend.
To attend, and when you come in, everybody gets a free bowl with their ticket.
What a
and we have
keepsake.
all kinds of auction items
Oh,
this
yes.
year that people have donated to help
That
us do
are
what we
part
do.
of it. We're going to take just another quick break, but more to come. Stay with us. We're talking about Bread of the Mighty Food Bank. And Loretta, this is going to be a great event, the 4th annual
Yes.
Empty Bowls event. Just tell me again a little bit more about it.
All right, it's going to be May 21st, Trinity United Methodist Church. We have we have auction items, and the doors will open at 5 o'clock, so people can come in and preview
Okay.
the items. And the actual event starts at 6. Craig Wilburn will be our MC and speaker for the night.
Outstanding. Lots of good sponsors I know that
Right.
are helping to make this possible.
Absolutely.
But what really makes this event, and wait, how do we get tickets before? I
All right,
forget?
you can go online to breadofthemighty.org and get
Okay,
tickets. And
right.
I'd also like to say that this will be the 4th year Chick-fil-A has provided the food for the
right.
event.
Outstanding. So for the $20, you get your meal and the ceramic bowl, and you can participate in the auction. And even more than that, all of us that can attend and help in other ways can
right.
make a difference to fight hunger in this community and in your 5-county area.
That's right.
Which tell us what that would really mean. How can we help? We can attend the Empty Bowls event, but what else can we do?
You can come by the food bank and let us give you a tour.
Okay.
And everybody that donates $1.
I'm back with my dollar.
That's right.
Okay, tell me more about this dollar.
Well, $1 a week. If everybody could just hear, there's 120,000 people. If 90,000 people could give $1 a week, we could put a huge dent in this hunger in our 5 counties. We
Right.
could almost eliminate it with that money, and nobody would miss $1 a week.
No.
Nobody would miss that.
And in talking about the dollar a week, tell me how much of each donation goes to the food, because you really run a tight ship.
That's right. Every dollar that's donated to Bread of the Mighty Food Bank, 97 cents of that goes back into the community for food.
Oh, I congratulate you on that. That really means a lot. And I know you have a great board of directors and many
do.
people. John Cousins is very active.
Fred Henderson.
Your chair
yes.
been there for years.
Absolutely.
And now it takes so much. You've told me how much it costs to refuel these trucks, and they have to be serviced every
right.
so many weeks. And just, it's incredible.
It is.
Wait, and your loading dock, which you don't really have a
That's
loading
right.
dock.
That's right.
And you
That's
have
right.
forklifts that are barely working.
That's right.
And how much for a battery to?
It's $3,000 for a battery, and our forklifts are very old,
Yeah.
and we manage with them, but we're always calling in ring power, and poor Larry, he's our best friend from he comes in and keeps them serviced, but they're just old and they're used every day.
And when you go out to the outlying areas in those
right.
5 counties, people tell me about the people waiting for your mobile food van to arrive.
They're in line from either 100 people to 350 people standing in line. It doesn't matter what the weather is, what the conditions are outside. They will wait there 3 and 4 hours before our truck even pulls up.
That's
That
how much
is
the need
hungry.
is.
That is
hunger.
It is.
And I want to say, I saw that you had cakes and cupcakes and even flowers.
That's right.
So there is joy to be had
Right.
through Bread of the Mighty Food Bank. You know, you're feeding people and giving them joy
That's right.
at the same time. That was just so sweet to see that, and what you said, that people come and it just makes such a
Just
difference
because you're
in their
falling
lives.
on hard times doesn't mean
You don't
that you need to be
appreciate.
disrespected or
Right.
felt less than anyone else. They can't help the situation that they're in.
Right.
And these are, people think it's just the homeless or the people on the corner. It's people that look just like me and you.
Exactly. And I know we're not going to have enough time, but I know that you have a story
That's right.
about what changed your life and gave you the dedication to do
right.
what you do. And
You're
if you can
right.
just say it quickly, Miss Rainwater.
An 87-year-old lady that pulled her wagon with 3 wheels, put her oxygen tank in wrapped it up in her bed quilt, whistled, coming down the road, hymned to come and get what food she can get from us. And I chose this particular day not to wait on the bakery because we didn't have enough time. I thought it was better
Important
to
to
be
be there.
punctual than to worry about bread. Who needs bread? Well, you know, that was one of many mistakes that I made. We went and got bread at the corner of 19 at a bait store. 3 loaves of bread with $10. She cried, told me that I didn't understand, and she was my friend.
Yes.
She would tell me about, she was a piano teacher. She would tell me about the kids she taught and what she did with the food.
And that bread.
And
she
she
divided
cried.
it up. It was her breakfast. It
She
was her
cried
lunch.
when she said, "You don't understand, Marcia. Look at me. You don't understand." And I looked at her, and she said, "Without that bread, I don't eat breakfast and lunch. I freeze that bread and allow myself a half a slice a day for breakfast and lunch." She was someone's mother, someone's grandmother, an ex-piano teacher, and she was hungry. And it took her. I worked at the food bank for 5 years before I even really knew what I was doing.
What you were doing, and that just says,
That's right.
it says so much. And I so appreciate Bread of the Mighty Food Bank, all that you're doing, Loretta, Marcia, all of you, friends feeding friends, and I thank you for this.
We thank you for the opportunity that we could share our passion with you and all of our friends that's watching.
Thank you very much. It's an honor. And I hope I will see you at the Empty Bowls event May 21st. I'm glad you tuned in. I hope you'll join us next week. Take care.